Welcome to this session, Indigo Part 3. Now learners, I have explained the previous part of this chapter in Part 1 and Part 2 in my previous videos. So we continue with this chapter, Indigo, which is the chapter 5 in your Flamingo book, and the chapter Indigo. This story is written by Louis Fisher. Now this is an extract from the book The Life of Mahatma Gandhi, written by Louis Fisher. Now let me also give this information that after I finish this chapter, students, I will make a video on the question which is asked in the sample question paper 21-22 from this chapter. So that is the question which I would be discussing with the answer. So after this video, after this part 3, please follow me on that question answer series of this chapter of the sample question paper. So students, if you like my videos, if you like my classes, then please like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. So here we start. So I did in the part 2 till the page number 51, and after that I continue in this session. They accordingly went back to Gandhi and told him they were ready to follow him into jail. I hope you remember that where I had stopped at that paragraph, in that paragraph, that is this paragraph only I had stopped, that who are these they? Now these they are when Rajendra Prasad told the lawyers that if Gandhiji, who had come from another state to help the peasants, was ready to go to the prison for them, then why won't the people of that place, why won't the natives of that place, of Champaran, will not cooperate with Gandhiji? So now these lawyers who were not wanting, they wanted to go back home if Gandhiji was arrested. So these lawyers, after listening to Rajendra Prasad, they also went back to Gandhi and told him that they were ready to follow him into jail. The battle of Champaran is won, he exclaimed. So Gandhiji exclaimed that the battle of Champaran is won when all the Indians, all the people of Champaran there had cooperated against the atrocities of the Britishers on the indigo sharecroppers. Then he took a piece of paper and divided the group into pairs and put down the order in which each pair was to court arrest. So what did they do? What did he do? He took a piece of paper and divided the whole group of the people there into pairs and put down the order in which each pair was to court arrest. Court arrest means was to go for as to do surrender themselves to the British. Several days later, Gandhi received a written communication from the magistrate. Now the people of Champaran, they had all become united, and the British officers and all the landlords, they were frightened of the huge crowd and the followers of Gandhiji. So what happened? Several days later, Gandhiji received a written communication from the magistrate informing him that the lieutenant governor, that is the deputy governor in India, that was made from Britain. From there they appointed a lieutenant governor and sent to India. So of the province had ordered the case to be dropped. So a written communication, a written message was sent to Gandhiji that they wanted to drop the case. They did not want to take it further. At this the civil disobedience had triumphed. Triumphed means what? To win. मतलब जीत जाना. What civil disobedience, students, I had explained you in the previous session also, that what is the meaning of civil disobedience? That is when people do not follow the demands and commands of the government. So it was a civil disobedience. What was it? With a non-violent resistance. There was no violence in this whole event. There was non-violence. But what? Gandhiji and the people of Champaran, they denied to follow the orders of the government. So this is the known as civil disobedience. And this was, I must remember, the Champaran Satyagraha is the first civil disobedience in India against the British. The first time in modern India. So civil disobedience was the first time in modern India, that is in the Champaran. Where was it? The Champaran Satyagraha. Okay, this is the first civil disobedience in modern India. Gandhi and the lawyers now proceeded to conduct a far-flung inquiry into the grievances of the farmers. Now Gandhi and the followers now proceeded to conduct a far-flung inquiry, means a very in-depth inquiry, a very deep inquiry, or into the grievances of the farmers, means into the different injustices done to the farmers. Now, why? Because Gandhiji and his follow and the lawyers, they were all free from any kind of further punishment from the Britishers. So they were now free to look to the matters of the farmers. So depositions by about 10,000 peasants were written down and notes made on other evidence. So what is a deposition? Deposition means usually it is a written statement. They were written about 10,000 by about 10,000 peasants were written down and notes made on other evidence. That is other kind of the different sufferings they had. They all gave the proofs, the evidence. Documents were collected. The whole area throbbed with. Now the whole area of Champaran, it throbbed means it was very active with the activity of the investigators. So who are the investigators? With the activity of the investigators, that is all the inspectors. Investigators are the inspectors. And the vehement protests of the landlords. Vehement means very strong protests of the landlords. Who are the landlords? The British, the Englishmen. They were the landlords. So the entire area, the whole area was throbbing, was full of, is in full action with the activity of the investigators, the different inspectors, and the protests of the landlords. That is, they did not want to give a very truthful answer to the Indians. In June, Gandhi was summoned to Sir Edward Gate, the Lieutenant Governor. That is, in June, what Gandhi was called by Sir Edward Gate, the Lieutenant Governor. Before he went, he met leading associates. So before Gandhiji went to Sir Edward Gate, Lieutenant Governor, he met the leading associates, means all his supporters. Associates means all the people who were associating with him, were all connected with him, and again laid detailed plans for civil disobedience. And what did they do under Gandhiji's leader? That they thought that if there would be anything, if he should not return, means if he is again arrested, then what action they would take? The people, his associates with all the followers, they will again start a civil disobedience movement. Gandhi had 4 protracted interviews. Now, students, I keep on explaining in English. I hope you all understand every word. Now, what is the meaning of protracted? Means very lambi meeting, lasting for a long time and longer than expected or usual. Long, lambi interviews with Gandhiji had 4 protracted interviews with the Lieutenant Governor, who is Lieutenant Governor Edward Gate, who as a result appointed an official commission. Official means it was a official commission, means a kind of order, uh, a different the order he had to give of inquiry. Commission, that is, it is a group of where inquiry was made into the indigo sharecroppers situation. So the Lieutenant Governor was very considerate. He made an official commission of inquiry, and then he looked into the matter of the indigo sharecroppers situation. The commission, now what this group, the commission consisted of the landlords of Champaran, government officials. Now these are all Britishers, the landlords, government officials, and Gandhi as a sole representative of the peasants. And Gandhiji on the also was in the commission. He was the sole, means only representative of the peasants of Champaran. Students, I hope you are understanding it. Gandhi remained in Champaran for an initial uninterrupted period of 7 months and then again for several shorter visits. So after this, after the triumph of civil disobedience, Gandhiji remained in Champaran for an initial uninterrupted period, means continuous period, and then again he went with shorter visits. The visit undertaken casually. Now he remembers that the visit which he made to Champaran, this was undertaken, means this was taken up casually, that is in a very casual way, on the entreaty of an unlettered. On the entreaty means on the request of an unlettered peasant. Now who is this unlettered peasant? He is the Rajkumar Shukla. Okay, in the expectation that it would last a few days. So Gandhiji had thought that he would visit Champaran and it would be a few days only. But that Champaran Satyagraha occupied almost a year of Gandhi's life to meet with the problems of the indigo sharecroppers, and also made Champaran self-reliant, that the people of Champaran after this event became very self-reliant under the leadership of Gandhiji. The official inquiry assembled a crushing mountain of evidence against big planters. So the official inquiry, the commission which was made, they assembled a crushing mountain of evidence against the big planters. And when they saw this, they agreed in principle. So the official inquiry, they agreed that there were a lot of misdoings by the big planters, that is the British big planters. It was very, very atrocious on the indigo sharecroppers. And when they saw this, they agreed in principle to make refunds to the peasants. So they wanted to make refunds, means returns to the peasants, some kind of monetary returns to the peasants. But how much must we pay? They asked Gandhi. So the official inquiry asked Gandhi that how much should they pay to the indigo sharecroppers. They thought he would demand repayment in full of the money which they had illegally and deceitfully extorted from the sharecroppers. Illegally and deceitfully. So they thought, the British officials thought, that Gandhiji would ask for the entire repayment of this long period contract which the British planters had done illegally, means unlawfully, and deceitfully means very cunningly. Wasn't it very that what was the contract made by the indigo sharecroppers? That they had to pay, they had to in their entire holding, they had to 15% of the land they had to grow the indigo crop, and the entire harvest, the entire production, they had to give to the British landlords as rent. So it was very deceitful, it was very unlawful. But what Gandhiji did, he did not want 100%, he only asked for 50%. There he seemed adamant, means very firm, very दृढ़ निश्चय बोलते हैं ना, दृढ़ निश्चय, जो उससे वो उन्होंने आगे भी नहीं बोला, नीचे भी नहीं बोला. Writes Reverend J.Z. Hodge, a British missionary in Champaran, who observed the entire episode at close range. So what did Reverend J.Z. Hodge say? That Gandhiji was very adamant that he would only want the Britishers to give 50% as refund. Thinking probably that he would not give way, the representative of the planters offered to refund to the extent of 25%, and to his amazement, Mr. Gandhi took him at his word. So, thinking probably that he would not give way, Gandhiji was not going to change, they wanted to refund only 25% of the extortion which they had done on the indigo sharecroppers. And to their amazement, what? To their surprise, Mr. Gandhi took him at his word, means he accepted, he acted accordingly that okay, 25% is okay, thus breaking the deadlock. That is, thus breaking all the deadlock of civil disobedience. This settlement was adopted unanimously by the commission. So this settlement was followed by the commission. Unanimously means without any resistance, without any opposition. Without opposition, they accepted the settlement. Events justified Gandhi's position. Within a few years, the British planters abandoned their estates. So events justified, it made Gandhi's position very, very strong, and people started following him more in numbers. And within years, what? The British planters left their estates, left those lands. Abandoned means left, which reverted means which were returned to the poor Indian peasants. Returned to the poor Indian peasants. Indigo sharecropping disappeared totally from Champaran. The farmers got back their land, and the sharecropping business totally disappeared from the Champaran. Gandhi never contented himself. Contented means satisfied himself with large political or economic solutions. He never was very happy with a lot of success in political or economic events. But what? He went to the grassroots level. He went to the basics. And what did he see in Champaran? He saw the cultural and social backwardness in the Champaran villages. There was cultural and social backwardness. That is, people were very poor and no development was there, and wanted to do something about it immediately. He appealed for teachers. So there was no education. So he requested for teachers. Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parekh, two young men who had just joined Gandhi as disciples, means as followers, and their wives willingly volunteered, means willingly volunteered for the work of giving education in Champaran. Several more came from Bombay, Pune, and other distant parts of the land. Devadas, that is, who is Devadas? Gandhi's youngest son, arrived from the ashram, and so did Mrs. Gandhi also. They all came to Champaran to uplift the cultural and social backwardness. Primary schools were opened in 6 villages. Kasturbai taught the ashram rules. She taught the ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. That is, personally how they should keep themselves clean, hygiene and community sanitation, cleanliness of the entire community. Health conditions were miserable. So the health conditions were also miserable, pathetic. Gandhi got a doctor to volunteer his service for 6 months. He called a doctor. These medicines were available. They brought castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment for promoting better health in the place. Anybody who showed a coated tongue was given what? A coated tongue was given a dose of castor oil. All these are used for medicinal purpose. Anybody with malarial fever received quinine plus castor oil. Anybody with skin eruptions got sulfur, received this sulfur ointment. Gandhi noticed the filthy state of women's clothes. He asked Kasturbai to talk to them about it. So one woman took Kasturbai into her hut and said, "Look, there is no box or cupboard where to keep their clothes. The sari I am wearing is the only one I have." So their miserable condition was seen by Kasturbai. During his long stay in Champaran, Gandhi kept a long distance watch on the ashram also. Was in Gujarat. Now also it is kept as a museum. He sent regular instructions by mail and asked for financial accounts there. Once he wrote to the residents that it was time to fill in the old latrine trenches. So earlier there were the dirty latrine facilities. So trenches, that is means the narrow ditch means what? बड़े बड़े नाले जो होते हैं. And dig new ones, otherwise the old ones would begin to smell bad. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. What I did, he explained, was very ordinary thing. I declared that the British could not order me about in my own country. So he very nicely explained that he did a very ordinary thing, that he made it very clear to the Britishers that they cannot order Gandhiji about in his own country, India. But Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance. So Champaran did not begin as an act of opposition. It wasn't a violent opposition by Gandhiji. It was done very humbly. He did not follow any government rule, but he did it in a very peaceful way. And that kind of act is known as satyagraha, means non-violent resistance. It grew out of an attempt to alleviate the distress of large numbers of poor peasants. That is, to alleviate means to uplift the distress of the large number of poor farmers. This was the typical Gandhi pattern. His politics were intertwined, means they were all twisted, they were all knitted with very practical and day-to-day problems he used to see of the millions. His was not a loyalty to abstractions, that is, he did not run after very abstract things. What is abstract things? Which you cannot see, just running after ideas. But what he did, it was a loyalty towards human beings, to living human beings. That is, he worked for humanity and not ran after abstractions. In everything Gandhi did, moreover, he tried to mold a new free India who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. So what did he mold? What did he carve? He carved for an India where it will be a free India, and where people, the Indians, would stand on their own feet, be self-reliant to make India free. Early in the Champaran action, Charles Freer Andrews, the English pacifist. Who is a pacifist? A person who loves peace, who is non-violent. He just hates non-violence. He is called a pacifist, who had become a devoted follower of Mahatma. So Charles Freer Andrews had become a devoted follower of Mahatma, came to bid Gandhi farewell. That is, Gandhiji came to say goodbye to Gandhiji before going on a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. that is, he was to leave for the Fiji Islands, and came to Gandhiji to say goodbye. Gandhi's lawyer friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. So his lawyer friends thought that it would be a very good idea if Andrews stayed in Champaran and helped the farmers. Andrews was also willing if Gandhi agreed, but Gandhi was vehemently opposed. Gandhiji very strongly opposed it, that he did not need the help of an Englishman for making India free. He said, "You think that in this unequal fight," now what is this unequal fight? The Englishmen were what? They were ruling over us now. They were ruling over the Indians. So it was an unequal fight. It would be helpful if we have an Englishman on our side. This shows the weakness of your heart. The cause is just, and you must rely upon yourself to win the battle. So what did he tell? To rely upon oneself to win the battle. You should not seek a prop. A prop means a support in Mr. Andrews, because he happens to be an Englishman. So what is this prop? Prop means a support in Mr. Andrews, because he was an Englishman. He had read our minds correctly, Rajendra Prasad comments. So who is this he? That Gandhiji read the minds of the Indians correctly, and we had no reply. So Rajendra Prasad accepts this leadership quality of Gandhi. He said that they had no reply. Gandhi in this way taught us a lesson in self-reliance. So self-reliance, Indian independence, and the help to sharecroppers were all bound together. Means they were all together. They were all unified to bring what? To look forward to bring independence for our country, India. So students, this is a lovely piece, and really it is worth, and therefore this book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi, is made into a film, Gandhi, which was released in 1982, and it is an award-winning film. So here I end this chapter,